All right, welcome. This is Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. This is the create a new character custom creation screen. What I did was save a little time by going through and creating my character already, so that way I could take my time with it, and then that way you wouldn't have to just have a full episode of me creating the character. I do have upload this in the playlist where I did go through each area and broke it down if that's something that you would like to see. But I will go through this briefly. So we went through and we selected this portrait. Well, actually we selected this portrait right here just so we could get this character, because I couldn't get this character build without using this portrait. So, but I think we want this portrait. Let's see. Nah. Then we're going to change our colorway. We didn't do that. I think I like this one. We'll go with this one. I like that. Yeah, the portrait's not matching though, but oh well. We'll just do that then. We'll just change that up a little bit. And then hair. Maybe we can fix him like no. There we go. That's a good beard though. Yeah, I like that beard. Or this. Yeah, this beard is the one. He's gonna go with that beard.
Look upon the Emperor's faithful
Go with the pious
and
smell.
tremble.
We said we're going to be from the Forge world, which gives us a bonus in intelligence and toughness. It did decrease our fellowship, but we get the pinnacle of weaponry, because I think he's going to be like a battle, pretty much like a battle mage, pretty much. We went with the armor. Obviously, we picked the priest. These are his features. He has the Warhammer, so he's gonna kind of be like a frontline support. I think he's like a battle mage, because then like he has a litany of purification, shield of faith, so he'll be able to buff and fight up front. That's what my goal is. We picked the Apex of Brilliance, which gives us +5 in lore warp. I chose the Grim Portents. It does take away from our awareness, but I didn't want to lose some of my dialogue options or the healing ability. This is the archetype for the warrior, which we selected because I want to go warrior into either assassin or vanguard, possibly. Probably vanguard, maybe. I haven't made that decision yet, so it's gonna be between those two that we will pick. And then these are the points I got: 35 in skill, so I'll bump that up. The toughness, I bumped it up so it can increase with that bonus that we got for the darkest hour. And then I went ahead and increased our willpower. I might just bump this one down and put this one up one. There we go. So we won't get that super bonus, -5 right there. The name of our ship is the Seeker's Haven, and my player's name is Deacon. This is what we look like. Dang, I guess his intelligence needs to be up a little bit, huh? Wow. Let's see. Guess we will bump that back up. Alright, we should be fine. We'll get in here, see how this works. You guys let me know if there's some areas that I can improve on as far as this build. Let's see how we get into this now. So when I actually did the recording for the character creation, it took me 30 minutes. I just condensed it this time down to what, the 4 or 5, just a brief breakthrough. I think that'll be better for this episode because there's a lot of dialogue and reading in it. So here we go.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Do you have a particular reason for disturbing me?
My apologies. I did not seek you out to pester you with unwanted attention.
So let's just get this. As choices and dialogues, says you are in a dialogue here. You can learn more about the current events, influence the character you are speaking to, or even alter the course of the game's narrative. Your character's personal story depends on the dialogue choices you make. Available dialogue options are displayed on the right. Select a reply by clicking the left mouse button on or pressing the corresponding digit on your keyboard.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Since my name is Deacon, I have no intention of introducing myself. Nah, we ain't gonna hit him with that. We'll hit him with this. We'll just go with the regular.
My regards, Master. Or should I say, von Valencius, scion of a blessed rogue trader house in the service of the Imperium. Perhaps this kinship came as a shock to you. Understandably so, given that all evidence of the connection was lost in the generations separating you and Lord Captain Theodora. It required no small effort on the part of Her Ladyship's servants to discover and verify this blood tie, which has now made you one of the heirs of this dynasty.
I assume you have some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Let us. It's Rogue Trader Theodora. She desires to personally meet with the person recently brought aboard the flagship. A storm is brewing. By the right of blood, follow Conrad. Alright, so I guess it's showing us our quest. There's no rumors or conquest or contracts. It says Rogue Trader. Okay, that's what it just said. Follow my man over here. He has graciously offered us to escort us to the officer's deck. Okay. So the move the camera is WASD, Q and E to rotate, left mouse button to go ahead.
The divine watches over us.
Yo, oh, hold on. What is the sound at? Okay, we got it at 80. That was a little bit loud. There we go. Mute audio when the game windows collapse. Now we go. Save. My man's kind of quick. Tab, interactable objects. So it says if you hit the tab button, these three. It'll let you know whether you can enter, identify something. You hit the tab to highlight. So we can go over here and check this out real quick and see what it says. The mechanism has been interfered with without due reverence. The duration of the data processing cycle has tripled. All right. It's nothing for us.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Okay. So I'm a little bit. I thought I was gonna have a weapon. I thought I was gonna have a melee weapon.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
So what I ended up doing, I ended up recreating a character because I thought I didn't pick the right class for the melee weapon, but it looks like you start off with just a bolter anyway.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk! Our foes shall be crushed beneath our unyielding
To survive
might.
in the grim darkness of the future, you have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Click the button at the top of the screen to start the battle. All right, so now I'm excited to see what we can do. It says all battles in the game are turn-based and take place on the grid. On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a cell within the highlighted area and double-click the left mouse button to move the character there. Movement points determine how far a character can move on their turn. One movement point corresponds to one cell on the battlefield. Moving diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal cell uses 2 movement points. At the beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to the maximum value. Note that once the character starts moving, this action can no longer be cancelled. All right. So we're gonna move here. I don't know how many points we have total.
Your end is nigh.
Oh, here we go. Movement points, and these are your action points. So we're gonna go ahead and shoot my man real quick. And can I use this? It says when you're ready to end your turn, press the space or click the end turn button.
Actions will speak louder than words.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Spread out. No one is allowed to enter the premises.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
All right, brother, be safe. It says you can open the map using M to orient yourself. All right. Well, that didn't do anything for me. It says Tarantula sentry gun. All right, it's a sentry gun. The wires in the servitor's head are still smoldering. It would seem cause of this malfunctioning. All right, so that's the motive. That's what they going with.
We are bound by the blood of masses.
Strange object that resembles sea coral. The porous surface is pitted. I don't think this is anything we can pick up. All right, where are we supposed to go? See if you raise your head again, I'll hand you. Yeah, they ain't talking about nothing. Officer's decks in it is by countless candles and lumens. That looks like God Emperor Doom right there. That's what I should have created. I keep saying that and I never do it. But my next one, I think I'm going to do that.
Know your duty.
The lifts carrying people around the decks, moving along, a loud grinding noise.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
So our inventory. What about our quest then? No, we're pretty tanky though. I know that for a fact.
The divine watches over us.
Yeah.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
I don't know where I'm going either. Ethelred. That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. A simulation into the trade structure would be political and economical suicide, practically a mission of heresy. Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I've described the situation no worse than my essential could have done. Make a decision. What do you do with Avion VI Ethelred? Survey the room. Your first impression of Ethelred, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervous, twitchy fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast, Ethelred Theodora von Valencia's features appears as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands collapsed casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her. Yeah. A data slate, an electronic digital storage device similar to a tablet computer. Behind the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons. Our second candidate has joined us. The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched force you to look at Theodora. The rogue trader is looking straight at you, and her gaze is like herself, is a predatory and oppressive. Deacon, approach and give me your answer. Alright, it says passive skill test. Your character's skills reflect their knowledge and capabilities. Such dialogues automatically initiate passive skill tests. If such tests succeed, new information will be revealed or hidden. Dialogue option will unlock. If your character is traveling with allies, the party member with the highest score in the applicable skill is selected for each given passive skill. Okay. But you know we got this stuff, so let's do this. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Avion, what is that, 6, is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answer. She smirks, thorough but presumptuous. It took me a great deal to find one psyker who could serve me well for many years, yet you speak of several. Ethelred looks at you with the warmth of a snake. Sanctioned psychers are rare and valuable instruments of the Golden Throne. The Golden Throne is an arcane cybernetics artifact that encases the God Emperor's physical remains entire and preserves them using stasis fields and psi-fusion reactors. Or do you, Deacon, suggest that we use heretics for an offense to the God Emperor's light? It would be rather careless to utter such profanity in the presence of his faithful servants. I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do. We both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in petty feuds? I find your tone disagreeable. You will kindly alter the manner in which you address me, or else you will live to regret. Yeah, let's say that. He tilts his head. Well, I find your company disagreeable, Deacon, and yet I am forced to endure such. Yeah. We beefing already. Ethelred, I believe I gave you an assignment on the ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his prison. Alright. I beg your forgiveness, lady. Your presence has such a profound effect on me. I well forgot the time. Alright, brother, you better get me to where I need to go. So, Deacon, why are you here? Was it not you who sent for me? I do not know just yet. I hope you will clarify that. Clarity, a luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, Sedum is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von V. Massimo of Scaris. I'm a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the warrant of trade. That is a sacred relic document that affirms preeminent rights of a rogue trader. It's kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture through the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and hereticals reign, and bold death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I pass the bounds of the explorer void. Every world I discover along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Deacon, are one of those von Valacious bloods in their veins, and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. Alright, I see. I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the rogue traders. Whatever, woman. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of the warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for their closest ally. She sighs and looks away. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging. for those who share your blood. Conrad Voigtweg served me for many years before he made his mistake. 1. Does this mean there are others? Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers related to you? Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? What is this? Used to communicate. Sanctioned noble mutant whose genes allowed them to safely guide a warp-capable void ship through the warp. Okay. I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's transition out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance, or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Geller field, or perhaps there's something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff. Enough, Albert. What is his name? Abelard? Such hearsay amuses me. Idra eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. The ship is 1,000 years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, a type of digital computer in the Imperium, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. Gracious Lord Captain, surely there are ways I can prove myself. What are my current responsibilities? Where is this ship headed? The Riket system, the domain of Roach Trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Cronus expanse, and each of them possess resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valasius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Riket on demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet surprise you for the purpose of this voyage, but now is not the time. Alright, what are my current responsibilities? Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard the vessel and in your new position. Eventually I will find a post that suits you, as I did at Edelrad. Until the time comes, consider yourself my aide. Graciously, Lord Captain, surely there's always a way I can prove myself. We're not saying that. Navigator translation? Sometimes I forget that people without direct access to a ship's bridge may not know the first thing about a void ship's travels between the stars. Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering it under the protection of the Geller field, we shorten the route to our destination, crossing distances that will require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks instead, sometimes in delays or even hours. That is how humanity spread across the galaxy. That is how we will be able to build the Imperium, which spans millions of stars. Alright, we out. In that case, I shall head to disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Essential, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
I will cast you into eternal darkness.
Are you ready to die?
Alright, let's start the battle. Looks like we will be taking this over the 30-minute mark since we just encountered our first battle. No need to stop it here. So we're just getting an extended episode.
One fewer target.
This is cover. To use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that the character can hide behind or marked with the shield. When standing close to them, the character will automatically take up an advantageous position. In this case, the chance that the enemy attacks will hit the cover and not the character behind them increases. The character will not receive a bonus of attack from a side not protected by their current cover. So we got the same kind of cover system that you're probably used to if you're playing these types of games. So let's go ahead and get that out the way.
I will not be deterred. Rejoice in service. Let this be the warning to all who oppose us.
Yeah, my man saying that stuff too. Your character just landed a critical hit that deals increased damage equal to the character's critical damage stat. Critical damage is 150% of their normal damage by default. However, certain talents, effects, and abilities can increase it, which I think this did. It grants momentum equal to 8. This ability also grants an additional 4 momentum for each enemy that is either in a 5-cell radius around the priest or was hit by the priest this turn. So that's good.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
Oh, this'll leave a scar.
Alright, when we get to my turn, I'm gonna have to pause for a second to let my dog out.
I took care of this one. Reduced to dust.
Damn it. Oh.
As a matter of fact, we'll just go ahead and take this time to go ahead and end this episode. It's kind of going to be a little cliffhanger. We'll just stop it in the battle. That way I can go ahead and let my dog out real quick. I do appreciate you guys spending the time in this Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. If you do like this content, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, share the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.